There we go. All right. Me. All right, so here we go. Here is the Death Stranding Postmortem. My goodness. So this game is polarizing. I've said it the entire playthrough. I feel like I need to elaborate on that. In that it is both kind of a masterpiece and a little bit of a disaster in parts as well. So it's a masterpiece in that the music is just unbelievably amazing at capturing the atmosphere, and the actual atmosphere that you spend the majority of your time with. The environments are beautifully crafted, just stunning. Just stunning. Oh man. I really enjoyed the storytelling with the BB flashbacks when you come out of the private room. I think the private room's pretty cool. You do spend maybe a little too much time in there, and kind of interacting with things in there is very, very odd, but uh, everything seems to be a cutscene, which so you can get through that stuff. I really did enjoy the game, start to finish. I enjoyed it. It took, as we saw it wrapped up, it took us like 43, almost 44 hours in game. I'm not sure how much time that actually was. I'm not really sure. I enjoyed it for the most part. The story was weird, weird. I mean, from Die Hard Man not being able to die, that's very kind of on the nose. Dead Man being, all dead parts. Um, Fragile being fragile but not actually fragile. Kind of like, yeah, some good like personification, or throughout the whole thing. I actually really like the story, and I like that BB actually felt like a person who turned out to be Lou. Um, Felt like a needed character the whole way through. Really well developed. Sam, I wish was a little bit more developed. We didn't get a whole lot of Norman Reedus and the range that I know he has in this. We got a little bit here and there, but I mean, it could have been a little bit more, and that could be because I didn't do a whole lot of the side stuff, because man, it takes so long to do stuff in this game, and I couldn't pull myself to do like a ton of extra stuff. So this game is quite good with again with how it combines music, the story, the imagery, how it kind of gets everything together. That's the good. The beautiful arc, and maybe it's a little predictable. A little bit through the end there, I was referencing it the entire time, whether that was ever picked up or not. That was our dad, as we knew that was Sam in a way. It was very, very cool. So let's talk about the not so good. Man, this game might have the most janky controls of any video game I've ever played, ever. From the very messy and oftentimes unpredictable nature of the controls when you're walking, paired with stamina, paired with durability of everything you're transporting, paired with having to lean and whatever, and maintaining your boots, not a big deal, whatever. Um, Dealing with the rain deteriorating your stuff, or you accidentally falling down a mountain, which that didn't happen too much to me, but that is rough. For the beginning chunk of the game where you don't have roads and you're having to go on over some weird terrain, yeah. Also the fact that for me to get through episode 3, which felt like a really long part of the game, it kind of didn't hit its stride until maybe like chapter 8 or 9, where you get to Hartman up in the snowy mountains, which might be my favorite part of the entire game, because I thought his dialogue, his explanations about stuff, it was mind-blowing. Speaking of which, the snowy parts, oh my god. The traversal up there was worse than anything else. It was so difficult. Vehicles controlled worse than the Warthog from Halo 1, which is really saying something. Dealing with the enemies that cast their lovely orange, hey, we're here, we see you, we're coming to get your stuff. Man, what a weird addition. I felt like that was very disjointed, and at points as you get later in the game, specifically when you're near Mountain Knot City, they're ridiculous. I mean, it was easier just to smash and grab, go in and get whatever I needed, and get the heck out of there, rather than do anything else, engage with them, or use the guns or any of that stuff. It just seemed kind of weird. And building off of that, we of course have the several levels with Cliff, aka Dad, hi Dad, where it turns into a not so good third-person shooter. The first introduction to that was really, really jarring. And then to know that it happened another 2 times was a little bit ridiculous. And it also happens like right after you're going through this big part of the game where you're doing all these deliveries, doing like, it must have been like 30 or 40 huge missions of delivery. It was, to have it then just be, you know, hit you like a fist was something that that I did not particularly enjoy. And yeah, the managing of all of the systems kind of did get to you by the end. But again, I like this game. Did I like that it took 2 hours or whatever it ended up being to wrap up? No. No, this is a flaw in games where it feels like as we were going along, we had all the emails and interviews that we had to read. None of that was voiced, and oftentimes some stuff was duplicated with the briefings and some of the dialogue we would get that we couldn't skip. It's very weird. I wish there was more of that story kind of front loaded with all the other stuff, rather than me having to dig through all of this stuff. And I don't know, I like the message of the game, but its delivery at times was not its strongest characteristic. Again, polarizing, a very polarizing game. I know a lot of people really, really did not like this game. And I see where they're coming from, but I don't get it. Because they don't like it for the reasons that I like it. I mean, I like the story. I like the jank in there. I'll give it to you. There's a lot of jank, but I actually like the jank. As janky as it gets at times, I was like, yeah, I kind of like this. At points, this is a struggle. Yeah, what a beautiful game. Definitely the weirdest story in a game I've ever experienced. Yeah, the cutscenes, the story, it was all really good. I agree. Over another void out in the story, maybe. I feel like there's lots of stuff that's left unsaid, which is intriguing, but putting in the amount of time I've already put into it, I think I've gotten out as much as I care to. But man, I'd say this is not a game I would recommend to the weak or the meek at heart. Like, I would not recommend it. If you don't have the will to kind of push through this experience, don't start it. Don't start it. Because it is a bear. And it'll rip you to shreds. It did to me several times. It was a hell of an experience. And I thank everyone for watching this this entire playthrough that we did here. It was a lot of fun, a lot of pain. I almost cried at the end there. It just went on so long. There's no way. There's no way. But I really enjoyed it. Let's walk off into the sunset. Oh, well. Sorry, Lou. Sorry. It's alright, Lou. You'll be fine. And so will everybody else. And that'll conclude the postmortem for Death Stranding.